Hello there, my name is Jock and welcome to my show Movies to Games, where I do the pleasure of reviewing both the movie and the game that is based on that movie. The Road to El Dorado is a 2D/3D-ish animated action-adventure comedy created by DreamWorks Animated Studios, and it was released in the year of Y2K, or in other cases, the year 2000. Sadly, it bombed at the box office, only gaining 3/4 of its official budget, which was $95 million. But at the very least, it has gained a cult following. So let's dig into this film and see if we find either a pot of gold or manure in the backyard. The movie begins with a glorious golden intro sequence and immediately gets into the story. In 16th century Spain, two thieving con artists, Tulio, voiced by Kevin Kline, and Miguel, voiced by Kenneth Branagh, play a game of dice for gold. And the thieving con artists they of course win with a pair of loaded dice. With no gold left to put down, the opponent puts up a map to El Dorado on the line. What a big mistake, because Miguel and Tulio win without the use of their devil dice, but then of course get spotted out, a big chase commences, and then they end up as stowaways on Big Guy Cortez's fleet heading out to conquer Mexico. They get captured, but then manage to escape on a boat with Cortez's horse named Altivo. Finding shore, they travel through the jungles to eventually discover the lost city of gold, El Dorado, where they are mistaken as gods. This story isn't the greatest to be told, but it's a fun story, and I'm a sucker for those exploration films, finding the unknown that is foretold as myth and the stuff of legend to be an actual thing. We all enjoy adventure in our lives, whether it be a treasure hunt or a journey to a new civilization. What I like is that the movie's pacing flows fluidly. Honestly, the movie rushes past your mind so fast that you just say, "Oh, the movie's over." Well, that happened. A bit cliched, a tad predictable, but jolly good fun. Now time for the jingle of the plot. All that glitter and all that gold. Tastes a bit dusty. Now, the animation is in the style of DreamWorks' previous film, The Prince of Egypt, which makes the Road of El Dorado's animation luscious. 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 There are occasional hints of CGI animation, such as when Miguel and Tulio are in those two barrels and it gets lifted onto the ship. Kind of distracting, but 'tis but a measly, tiny, minuscule tick of a nitpick. The locations are enriched in color and vibrancy, entrancing you into this world that they have created. The jungles of the island with the segmented pieces that are printed onto the map just click right into my brain. Because nostalgia, I guess. And El Dorado. I'm surprised when they raised the vines and the glistening, blinding light of the city of gold appeared that my retinas didn't burn. It's a glorious city with great terrain and some gorgeous backdrops. But my one complaint about it is I wanted to see more of it, man. I know, movies need to be constructed into a certain time degree so that the audience doesn't lose interest. But 5 minutes of Miguel touring around the city, please! Anyone else agree with me? I guess I'm the only one then. I really wish they explored the city more, but oh well, I guess it's visually appealing either way. The character designs are fine by all means. My most favourable thing is that Miguel and Tulio's clothing are different appropriate colours, red and blue. But what I find perpetually interesting is the characters' facial animations, because they're not so cartoony, if you get what I mean. Like, when they react to something, it's not how a Looney Tunes or Disney character would react, but the way an actual human being would. I mean, it's in the style of the Prince of Egypt. The most wackiest animation you'll ever get is from the horse Altivo. But anyway, the animation gets a thumbs up from me. Miguel and Tulio, almighty powerful gods. They're thieves, they're con artists, but they're likable. They banter off each other and they have their own different sides of opinions, but that's why they're so entertaining to watch. Tulio comes up with the plans and is blinded by the riches, whilst Miguel, he's more of an eccentric person and cares more about the civilian life and all that sort of stuff. He's the one that would believe in the legendary myths more than Tulio would. All I have to say is that Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh are such a random matchup. But oh my god, it works tremendously. I tip my hat. Can't go wrong with Altivo, one of the best horses on the screen. Chell is one of the natives of El Dorado and is a sort of thief. She's very likable and has some good comedic moments and joins in with Miguel and Tulio's escapade to get that gold out of there. Also, her reactions are pretty priceless. This was one character that I wanted to see more in the film, and that was the Chief. I don't know why, I just liked his presence. Whenever he was on the screen, I was just like, ah, that guy. I like that guy. The Chief. Yeah. Seriously, I just wanted to see more of the Chief. I don't know why. Now for the villains. Cortez is the bad guy that has that intimidating look but doesn't really do much throughout the film. All he does is follow that trail, and that's about it. He's not really much of a threat at all. But then we've got this other villain known as Cecil Khan who does sacrifices, witch sorcery, and other stuff, summonings, all dark witchcraft. And you know what the most threatening thing he ever does? He pretty much gets a stone jaguar, which is pretty intimidating, but then after that it's... yeah. That. I don't really think villains were 100% necessary in this film, but they're there. So when it comes to El Dorado's music, the score was composed by Hans Zimmer and John Powell. They always make some brilliant compositions, and this one is no exception. But then the songs, they are both written by Elton John
Dorado,
and Tim
a magnificent
Rice.
and golden. Hello,
Who are you?
I'm the special guest vocalist for this episode. You called me the other day, James.
James? I do not know this James. My name is Jock.
Which is French for James.
True, but my name is Jock. Anyway, sing, beautiful creature, sing, let your vocals awaken the angels from above and shine, split spot.
Okay. What do you want me to sing?
Anything that's written in the script.
Okay, Tarzan?
No, that's the script for episode 6.
What episode is this?
4! Episode 4, The Road to El Dorado!
Ah, yes, I love that movie. Where's the script?
Oh, this is a disaster. El Dorado! Sing!
Well, I must have misplaced it.
Well, I guess I'll just have to rip the songs from the movie so that the audience can listen to them. Here you go.
Look out, new world, here we come. Brave, intrepid, and then some. Pioneers of maximum audacity, whose resumes show that we are just a team to live where others merely dream, filling up our head of steam. On the trail we blaze. Frantic said and done, friends never say goodbye. Never say goodbye.
Oh, the songs are so sublime and memorable. Thank you for special guest appearance. Thank you for doing nothing but stand there.
No problem.
What the hell are you doing? Yes, we get it. You've done your thing. Please go.
I don't have a home though.
I'll give you your paycheck now if you leave, kind sir.
What was it waiting to be? $2. $2?
That's profitable, isn't it?
In the 60s? I guess I'll just buy a Coke. Good luck with your review, cheap bastard. James? What kind of script is this?
I have no clue. This was a last minute thing. Thanks, Daniel. Bye bye. Oh. Hello. Probably nostalgia blind, but I really love this movie. As soon as the intro starts, I engage into smile mode. Who's been tampering with my scripts? Anyway, so The Road to El Dorado gets my opinionated rating of 4 fingers. Game time! The video game, which is oddly named Golden Glory The Road to El Dorado, which makes a major difference, was released on the PC, PlayStation, and Game Boy Color. While the Game Boy Color version was developed by Planet Interactive, the PC and PlayStation renditions were developed by Revolution Software. As you can see, I only own the PlayStation 1 version, so I'll have to add the Game Boy Color version to the handheld special later on. So let's see if Golden Glory The Road to El Dorado holds up to the movie. We shall find out. Golden Glory has Miguel and holy shish kebabs. Miguel? Tulio? Did you two drink seawater? So, as I was saying, Miguel and Tulio tell you the story events of the movie, and you then get to play through those certain events. The game consists of 8 levels, some big, some majorly small. Beginning in the town, following towards the event of being captured on the ship, escaping and landing on the island to then explore for the City of Gold. Now what I do like for the most part is that they flesh out these such small segments in the movie and extend them, otherwise we'll be having a short game, folks. The first level in the town, for example, there are 2 parts / levels for the town, and in total took around an hour to finish. Pretty reasonable, right? Then to the next level, the ship escape. That took forever. But what was meant to be a 3-minute segment in the film was an hour-long escapade of finding items, collecting the correct certain color key pattern, and sort of doing stealth. For such a simple idea for a level, they made it very, very complex. But then there are levels that take about 20 minutes each. Don't forget, there's only 8 levels. My one massively major complaint for the story is that the game completely skips over 30 minutes and 30 seconds. I kid you not. When you finally find the City of Gold, it cuts back to Miguel and Tulio telling us a story about how grand their time was during their stay and immediately breaks towards the scene with a stone jaguar.
Once we reached El Dorado, our worries were over.
Or so we thought.
You see, they believed that we were gods and treated us accordingly.
Who could blame them?
Yes, if you have the complexion of an angel as I do. It's the kind of mistake that can so easily happen.
We were having the time of our lives. Really living the good life.
Until the evil Tekle Khan released the terrible Stone Jaguar.
I'm sorry, but you cannot do that. You could have at least given us 2 levels touring the city of El Dorado, helping our people and plotting the way out of there. I mean, the city thinks that Miguel and Tulio are gods. Wouldn't it have been cool and funny to see them both try to accomplish godlike situations in mortal state? And that Stone Jaguar chase isn't even a chase. You never see it at all, and you've got to deal with green spiders. Yeah, green bloody spiders. But what I can give a definite positive is the ending, where it at least shows a tad bit more of where the gang are and such. So the game structures the set pieces of the plot, cutting a good 30 minutes out of it, and continuing forth. It's a commendable effort. I don't know if you would know of this game, but In Cold Blood was a game that was to be the next Metal Gear Solid or something like that. That's not the point. The point is this question. Doesn't it look kind of similar to that of El Dorado? I don't mean as in the location, but the pre-rendered backgrounds of 32-bit character sprites. Don't believe me? How about the pause screen? Yup, that looks similar. How about the inventory area? Interesting. Let me guess, can you crouch? Yep, okay. El Dorado pretty much is In Cold Blood, only removing the death and slapping the brand all over it. That aside, what do I think of it from an audio and visual standpoint? Well, the music is what I like to call cheesy synth, where you grab a keyboard, put it into synth, and make the most of it. Forgettable, but not too shabby, except for this random part in the first level.
I am the great Malezo, conqueror of El Diablo.
El Diablo? The devil?
I defeated the devil in bovine form.
What the hell was that? The voice actors, I will admit, do a decent job. Sure, they don't sound exactly like the characters from the film, but like I said, it's decent. The voice actors for Miguel and Julio had some funny lines too and never got on my nerves.
Here, chicky. We outwitted a 6-year-old. Can I get out of this barrel now?
Miguel, you're a sad, sad man.
Even so, what if somebody called to say Miguel was to try and sneak by?
Told you I'd get us past him. Come on. What are you looking at, Miguel?
You know something? That dress, it really suits you.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that.
I'm going to pretend I didn't say it.
Good. Now come on.
Although if I were to nitpick, some of the random voices in the crowd do go a bit too over the top.
None shall pass. I, Don Mocoso, conqueror of the Moors, pledge it.
Hey kid, beat it.
I am the great Malezo. Oh! A toreador of great repute. My name is known, adored, beloved. From Seville to distant Butte.
Who's that?
Don't know.
Alright, so the graphical presentation is a pretty mixed bag for me. The pre-rendered backgrounds suit each setting of the level to an extent. At times they look luscious and beautiful, giving you a sense of awe, but then in moments it kind of just looks groggy and sameish at parts. They get the key sections from the movie right, just not better in others. Okay, these character sprite models, they are hideous. Absolutely horrific. From a faraway standpoint, it's like, hey, yeah, it's not all too bad. Up close though, Jesus Christ! Looks like I'm going to be having nightmares tonight. I can assure you this, back then it would have looked okay. But at this day and age where some of our beloved games are sometimes hindered from the graphical standpoint, it's bound to happen. This face doesn't look dashing no more.
The shipload of gold.
Oh, good lord. The amount of times I wish throughout this game that it was a point and click. It's not. How do I explain the controls, or at least start with the controls? You can play as both Miguel and Tulio, which play exactly the same, not to be taken much as a bad thing. From a visual perspective, you might think, tank controls? Then ding ding ding, you win the luxurious prize of control knowledge. And I can assure you, Sonny Jim, the tank controls in this game are bad. As any game would, it takes time adjusting to the controls. Not so much with this, because it requires a lot of fidgeting and precision to get places. Okay, so you can walk about, pick up items, talk to people, crouch and run. That's all there is to focus on. Oh, and taking out items from the inventory. We'll begin with walking, crouching and running. Walking isn't so bad, you just take a walk with ease without critically ramming into a wall control jammed. Crouching the same, although a bit stiff. It's only used for small sections though, not a worry at all. Oh, hello running. Can you just let me move in my direction? Running sucks. It does. And there's parts in tight areas where you gotta run. Have fun. What else? Oh yes, picking up items and talking to people. Deal with awful control, wait for item or person to be highlighted, and there you go. With the woeful controls surpassed, I shall now discuss the puzzles and platforming. Yes, platforming. The puzzles are average. From a scale of easy and difficulty, it's on the bar near easy and averagely easy. The kids will probably have trouble, especially the boat section. Damn, that was long. You pick up items, use it in a certain way, and you're golden. No pun intended. Did I say there was platforming? Well, here you go. A 100% fun platforming. Riveting. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole game. All 4 hours of it. 4 hours. Now this is a pretty easy choice to make, but I shall say that the game isn't so horrible, but there's just so many figurative flaws that it just hindered my experience, such as the tank controls, easy puzzles, the pointless enemies, such as the green spiders. What the hell were those? And the fact that some of the levels lasted an eternity, whilst others lasted longer than a memento. Other than that, it's an average experience, and not worth the price that it is on eBay right now. The movie is just something I could watch yearly and never get sick of. The songs and music are amazing, the characters are likable, and the grandeur visual animation aspect is widely a favorite of mine. So on my new movie to game scale rating system, I'm gonna have to go with the movie, without question. See what I did there? It's the name of an Dorado song. Don't take my amusement. And that concludes another episode of Movies and Gamez. Thank you very much for watching, and next time we shall be looking at the remake of the 1930s classic King Kong. Ta-ra!
Ah, yes, I love that music. I love the music, movie.
You f***ed up, man.
Okay, you rare Pepe, shut the f*** up before I extinguish it.
What the Waiting. No! Stop, Toby.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Dorado, song, sing!
El Dorado! Golden!
Oh my god.
I don't give a shit. That's going in the
That needs to be
You put
Oh
it in
boy.
what?
Okay, shish.
It's lasagna, not shish kebab. I have no idea.
No problem.
Your thumb's crooked.
Okay, and then you go thumbs
He up
down.
there? Hello? Oh, he's alive. It's okay.
God damn it.
I've been working for 5 weeks, man! 10 episodes!
You slack man.
You! Creamed enemy!
Oh,